What's up, guys? Welcome to another ArchDemonGaming video, and in this video we're going to be going over mob grinding spots that you can go to at level 50 to get your Blackstones and accessories. The spot I'm looking at right here is the Catfish node, which is generally where you want to be if you want to level from 48 to 51, and there's going to be about 5 or 6 different kinds of mobs here. And the loot drops here are going to be mainly Blackstones, Goblin Scrolls, and an exchange item. The exchange item, you can get about 2,000 of them per hour, and you'll sell them for about 30,000 per 100, so you can make about 600,000 an hour just off those. And with the Blackstones, if you sell the Blackstones, that'll probably come out to about 1.5 to 2 million an hour at this spot. The mobs here are going to be pretty easy to kill. The downside to this spot will be that it's very well known. There will be a lot of people here, and you'll probably get a lot of competition. Something to keep in mind, guys, is once in these level 50 grinding spots, there's going to be a lot of people here, and this is usually where all the PvP happens, so you got to keep an eye out for people that are going to try to take the spot from you if you're grinding. And there are some elites that spawn here. You're going to want to kill the elites because they definitely have a higher chance of dropping Blackstones than the other mobs. And the jurisdiction for the node, the majority of the catfish fall under the jurisdiction of a Lake Kai node, if I'm saying that properly. So you'll want to get that node leveled up. It's the one in the middle of the lake on the island. I have it at level 4, and I'm getting about 2,000 of these spell powers an hour and about 4 or 5 Blackstones an hour in this spot. So it's definitely a good spot for somebody who just hit level 50 to get their Blackstones to level up and upgrade their gear. Alright, next up here, guys, we've got the Abandoned Monastery. This is going to be a better spot. There's several different places you can get these items from the Abandoned Monastery, but mainly from the Secret Society mobs in your knowledge window. The main drop that you're going for here is going to be the Shadow Ring, and that's going to be a plus 5 AP ring that will pretty much everybody wants for in-game right now. So for that reason, you're going to have a lot of people in this spot as well trying to get their shadow rings. The mobs here do hit very hard, and I don't recommend you come here until you have at least plus 8 or plus 9 possibly on your gear and on your weapon. Because they do hit very hard and they have a lot of HP if you're coming here as a new player. If you let them hit you, they can easily do about 50% of your HP. If you're not prepared for it, it could very well kill you pretty fast. There's a bunch of elites in here that can't be CC'd. If you're a kiting class, you might not have trouble with it, but as a Valkyrie, I have a lot of trouble killing them, or I did have a lot of trouble killing them when I was lower item levels. They're the guys with the shields. They hit very hard, and they can't be CC'd at all, so you need to kind of, if you're a Valkyrie or warrior, you need to kind of play your block to kill them. These mobs, I haven't seen any Blackstones drop from these mobs very much, so I don't think the drops are very high for the Blackstones. I think they do drop here, but they're not very high in this particular spot. There's some other spots with Secret Society members that have higher drop rates for Blackstones, I think I've seen, but yeah, this isn't a very good spot for it. Supposedly, these guys are supposed to drop the Monastery Leader scroll. I've only seen it drop once, and it wasn't in this spot. It was in a different Secret Society spot. The Monastery Leader is a Tier 2 boss scroll, so it's definitely worth getting. It has a higher chance than the Tier 1s of dropping a Laverto weapon. There's going to be a lot of people in here, and the majority of like higher leveled players are going to be grinding in these spots, so you're going to have a difficult time keeping it under control if you're not very geared. A lot of the time people won't want to share these spots, and they'll kill you when you try to grind here. A lot of guilds will try to lock down these spots to grind at, and so you might have to do some channel hopping. But here's the ring that drops here. It's called the Shadow Ring. It has plus 5 AP and is worth about 6 to 7 million, depending on your server in the auction house, as you can see here. So that'll make you a good bit of money, or you'll be able to get a fair bit of AP from that if you haven't already have it. Here is going to be the witch earrings, and they drop in the Hex Sanctuary. There's a load of skeletons in here and all sorts of other nasty things that you can kill to get the witch earrings. And if you look here, there's a quest before you come in here. I recommend getting it. It has a chance to give you a Blackstone after opening a box, and you only have to kill 30 skeletons. As you can see, you can also get trash like I just got here. I haven't really gotten anything but trash from these ever, because there's only like 3 or 4 slots that actually have Blackstones, but still, regardless, it's still worth getting. Once you run through the Hex Sanctuary, their mobs are pretty much going to be everywhere. Everywhere you can see every single mob you see in the Hex Sanctuary will drop the witch earrings. There's loads of skeletons. The majority of the entire graveyard is going to be under the jurisdiction of the Hex Sanctuary node, so that's the one you want to level if you want to get drops here. Personally, I don't really grind for these items. I just buy them off the money that I get from doing the Hidden Monastery. I mean, not the Hidden Monastery guys, but the killing the Secret Society guys, because the Secret Society guys tend to have the best drop rate for Blackstones. They just sell those for gold. But if you want to grind, the Witch Earring coming here is probably the best bet. As you can see, there is a lot of mobs everywhere in here. The best place to farm here, in my opinion, is toward the back. Once you get to the back, if you see goats, it means you've gone too far. It's generally going to be around the Witch Chapel area. This area won't actually be under the jurisdiction of the Witch Chapel. The Witch Chapel only covers the jurisdiction of like a little hill. And the only reason you would want to level up the Witch Chapel is to... I'm not sure if it does or not, but it might increase the drop rate of the boss from the Witch Scroll. If it does, can somebody leave a comment and let me know, because I would really like to know if it does that or not. Generally, there's going to be a lot of mobs back here. Basically the skeleton lizards and the skeleton orcs and the skeleton Wyrmiths. And usually they're in like lines. You can pull about 4 or 5 of them a pull. Get a lot of them killed. This isn't going to be the best place to make money. It doesn't seem to drop Blackstones very often. Like, the drop rate's not very high. The exchange resource is only going to be worth about 27,000, so you're not going to get an extraordinary amount of money here. It's by far not really the best place to make money grinding. There's going to be about 4 or 5 different mobs you're going to need knowledge on back here. The orcs seem to be the hardest one to get the higher knowledge on. I'm not really sure, but it seems like some mobs will have higher knowledge chances than others. But you're not going to have too much competition over in this graveyard because there's so many mobs for everybody. I haven't really seen too many people getting PK'd out here, but the other spots definitely are pretty hot. But here's the Witch's Earring for you guys to see. It sells for around 67 million, same as the Shadow Earring. Depending on what server you're on, it gives you 5 AP. It can be upgraded, and I think the primary upgrade gives you about 7. Next up, we have the Ogres, and they're going to be dropping the Ogre Ring, and that's going to be your best in-game necklace. Yeah, despite the name, it's not a ring, it's a necklace. These bad boys will be in the Mancha Forest, and they're going to be about maybe 7 or 8, maybe 9 of them scattered around through the Mancha Forest, just walking around. They're not very hard to miss because they're really fucking tall, and you got to watch out for these guys if you're not geared, because they do a lot of damage. If you're around gear level 9, they can one-shot you. If you're not careful, they do all sorts of attacks that can do a lot of damage. And as a Valkyrie or Warrior, you're going to want to be turtling your whole way through this fight by attacking a couple times, raising your shield to block. As seen just right there, I got fucking nuked because I wasn't wasn't properly blocking. These guys, they don't have a lot of health, but you can take them down in about 2 minutes of time. You just gotta watch out for the damage. I'm not sure how hard they are in other classes because I've only played Valkyrie to max level, but on Valkyrie it's relatively easy if you can get your block time properly. If you haven't really mastered your block yet, this is probably a good guy to learn how to time your blocks properly on. The Ogre necklace will have about 10 AP on it. Upgrade to Pry, it goes up to about 15, and I think it increases by 5 every time after that. So Duo's 25 AP, I mean 20 AP. Try is 25 AP, and then Legendary is about 30 AP. This ring will sell for about 64 million on the auction house, and it'll sell for a lot as Pry. It'll like triple, and then once you get it to like Duo, it sells for like 1 billion or something like that. It's a pretty fucking expensive necklace, and it's gonna take you a very, very long time to get this necklace, if at all, unless you get lucky, because it's such a low drop rate. I don't recommend binging this. I don't recommend binging this drop because it's not gonna. Chances are you're not gonna get it anytime soon. It's just something you want to do like as you're going through. But this is where you get it, and it goes under the jurisdiction of the mansion node, so you'll want to level up your mansion node. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, or dislike if you didn't like it, of course. But I'm going to be making more Black Desert videos over the coming days, so feel free to check out my channel for anything that might come up. Thanks, guys.